the rest of your way back to Quartermains is, by comparison, uneventful. Up the chain lift, you stroll through the glowstone lit streets back towards Quartermains. And just as you're about to knock on the door, it swings open and you look into the face of Reginald. Oh, right. I did send you out, didn't I? I was just about to look for you, but right. Um, well, I had a mission for you, but you look pretty beat up. You all right?
You just gave us a mission this morning.
It is!
Right. Yes.
Yeah, that mine job.
Right. The mine. Well, I mean, I had a different plan originally. Well, I suppose it can wait a little. There. Well, they're in the common room waiting on your old friend, doing them a favor. Yes. By all means, do rest up first.
I'm sorry, sir. There's
Wait.
someone waiting for us in the common room?
Yes, in the common room.
All right.
But you look in no condition to agree. Maybe you should just freshen up first.
Sure.
Dorks. I actually had a note come in, a different thing for you. If you wouldn't mind following me to the workshop, just.
All right.
Wasn't the miner's job also a favor? Where they
Yes.
were from?
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, I'm
You
going to go
asked
get
him
cleaned
that?
up, and hopefully, Reginald will just forget about whatever he needed us for in the meantime.
Naturally. You can just drop your clothes outside of your rooms. Actually, that goes for anybody. If I'm doing laundry, I might as well do. Just drop it outside the door.
I can wash my own clothes. Thank you.
I mean, I just come up here and start ritual casting Unseen Servant, so it's not gonna be me anyway. But
I don't remember which one was my word.
Just open doors.
An
If
empty
there's
one.
someone inside, it's probably not yours.
whoa!
So what exactly do we do? Like short rest or long rest? Or
That's entirely up to you, my friends.
Haha.
Yes.
I'm going to get cleaned up and take a short rest at the very least.
Yeah.
Can I roll hit dice to heal up? Would we be able to get the full use of our short rest?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna roll some quick hit dice. That time's needed.
I'd even say it takes you a little less than an hour. Simply because you are home, basically.
Okay.
By the way, any one of you wants to customize their room, feel free to message me.
okay.
It's all
Well, I
done
can
in
already tell
Incarnate,
you
so I
I'm
can...
going to need a
You
workspace in
want-
my room.
More work.
It's actually not gonna be that much work, to be honest. I'll just sit in like Discord with you and we'll just edit it live.
Perfect.
So I mean, I'm short resting, but my Unseen Servant just kind of walks around, collects anything that anyone puts out, and gives it a brief wash. Because I think, like, Unseen Servant will just do whatever basic tasks you tell it, right?
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Pretty handy.
Catherine, you're wondering what's taking everyone so long. You came here like 3 hours ago and you've
I
just been
know.
sitting there waiting.
It's a nice room, at least.
She's just gonna
Fancy.
move into the room.
Did I hear anyone come in?
You heard them come in. You heard like people walk upstairs, and then it went quiet again. And yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After getting cleaned up, I'm actually probably. This is like a workshop, right?
yes.
Bunch of tools and stuff in there. Would there be anything that's like more, well, I have all my own tools then. So. Yeah, I'm gonna head off to the workshop. Hopefully without anyone noticing so that nobody tells me I have to go to any stupid meetings.
I'm just gonna randomly press a key on the piano. It's one key.
Just here, bring.
Yeah, just as I open the door, I guess. The bling!
Oh. Hello.
As you see people just going down the stairs, Evelyn, you just sort of take the other staircase and just
Yeah,
go
pretty
the
much.
long way around.
The opposite way
As
is fine.
inconspicuous as possible, you take the door down here. And yeah, in the workshop you can already see the metal forge just up and spewing hot air into the room. As Dork seems immersed in fixing the little mech.
Makes sense.
Well, I say little. It's not that small.
Little. It is tiny baby.
Melting down 103 pounds of.
Yeah, I mean, if you take a look in the forge, there's probably already like a
That's what I was gonna say. Is the
vessel
metal
in
already?
there with a couple of rocks of just iron ore melting.
Hmm.
Get it.
Yesterday just nods at the random person he doesn't know in the room.
Turn the nod.
Yeah, some of you just file in, you just look at each other awkwardly, and if you'd like, Heated, you can describe the character.
Okay, she is pretty dang tall. She's like 6 feet tall.
So tall.
She's wearing mainly just like a big leather, essentially a trench coat, though with some strapped on hardened leather for like armor and stuff. She's got a long sword, kind of like a shawl, also made out of leather. A lot of leather. Long black hair. Fair complexion. Yeah. Pretty much that. And a long sword.
Not as tall as me.
Door opens again, and Reginald just sort of walks inside. He looks surprised as he sees everyone. Oh, you see him just eating a carrot. Oh, seeing each other
Crunch, crunch.
from the order of the Lycan, old friends, house friends. Terrible what has happened. Absolutely dreadful. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Excuse me.
Why do you have a carrot?
Was feeling a little peckish. Would you like one? The
No.
cook's not in the house at the moment, but kitchen's open.
I'm more than fine for the moment. But thank you, Reginald.
We've got a full pantry.
I will keep that in mind.
No one remains hungry at Quartermain.
So, this is your old friend?
Well, friend of a friend, I suppose, but the Order of the Lycan, good friends of Quatermain's. We've worked together in the past. Terrible thing happened, so we're helping out. Favor to an old friend, and as a return favor, I believe Catherine's gonna be staying for a while.
Oh,
But,
very good.
What
don't
exactly
let
does
me
terrible
talk
thing
around it,
mean?
Why don't we
Murder.
let her explain?
Murder.
A murder, you say?
It's the murder of someone very close. A friend and
Yes,
mentor.
terrible, dreadful, absolutely.
Do we know this order as a character in this world?
Give me a history check.
History, say. I have a really good +0.
Nice.
That's a straight 11 then.
You've heard of them before, but from where you're from in Antok Arc, there's definitely no one from that order, so you've not had a run-in per se. You've merely heard the name mentioned a few times, especially when you were making your way to Polythreme. In Polythreme, the Order of the Lycan is at least somewhat known. They have been helping in the efforts against the Blight, and they are known for taking in those afflicted with lycanthropy to better control that curse.
Lycanthropy, I see.
Mm.
Did that murder have to do anything with your order?
Well, they were a part of the order. So, yes.
No, I mean the reason for the murder. Is it... Did it happen as something that is related to the order, or was it some private matter? Do you know?
Well, suppose that's something to be found out.
Yes. There's a lot of questions in general that I do not know the answer to yet. I'm here for aid, and I also have a number of leads to follow on.
Becca, completely unrelated to anything that's going on.
Yes.
Evelyn is looking at this very odd tuft of hair or fur and is trying to do some experiments to figure out what it is.
Okay, what sort of experiments do you try to do?
Just
chemical?
inspecting it, a little bit of inspecting it, kind of just under a magnifying glass initially, comparing it to like a normal hair, or if it is completely different, and then maybe just seeing if there's any sort of chemical reactions to any of them.
It's very coarse, rough hair. It doesn't seem to react. It seems to be mundane in nature, as far as you can tell. It definitely doesn't look humanoid in origin, or if it was, perhaps a centaur. Maybe you're not quite sure if Loxodons have hair, but could be Minotaur, possibly as well.
Possible.
Or, the horse that ran by.
It could be the.
Doesn't
Yeah.
match the same
Doesn't look
color.
quite
What color
as-
is it?
It's a deep dark brown.
Yeah, that was like a
Could
pale.
theoretically fit the horse, but it's very short, coarse hair. It's not long. It doesn't look like it could be from the horse.
The horse looked like it had the fluffiest hair ever, especially around its butt.
It looked
so
kind of like a
definitely
dog.
didn't match.
Yeah, it's weird how that.
Not a match.
Kind of like a corgi.
Tuft of hair, lycanthropy.
Unrelated.
That's kind of racist.
what do I call you all?
Believe with a quartermate? Alright.
You hear the loud crack of a carrot being eaten.
So your name is Quartermains.
Ha!
Alright, sorry, I like my jokes. I'm red.
Pleasure to meet you.
Soleil.
And you are
I'm Catherine.
Catherine.
Kara.
Leah.
And in the laboratory, you'll probably find Dorks and Evelyn. I'm sure we will run into them shortly.
All right. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
So
Yeah.
you want our help?
Yes. It's sort of a memory train.
Choo choo.
Choo choo. It's a favor for a favor, Quartermains. But as I get the feeling you all just came from some sort of job. I
That
don't know
we
if
did.
if you want a day of rest or not beforehand.
Well, how late in the day is it? Feels like we were out for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's around evening at this point.
Yes, perhaps if we could just get dinner together and start out in the morning.
What kind of help do you want?
Well, it's hard to explain. I suppose any kind of help, really. It's a murder investigation, and I'm only one person. Beggar, do I know where they just came from?
No.
Okay.
How long ago did this happen?
Beggar!
Beggar!
Beggar! How long ago?
You're not specifically aware, but in the last week.
Sometime in the last week.
Right.
Yes,
Wait, I thought you knew this person.
Manor is not too far from here, actually. You could go there in the morning. It's just down the main road. It's over in the sunlit ring of the Mediocre. Would be nice to see the sun again.
Maybe you can give us some information beforehand, what exactly happened?
I'm assuming I haven't seen the
You
the
have
manor
not.
yet. Right.
We can talk about it during dinner.
Yes.
Yeah, I always wanted to talk about dead people during dinner.
I am still unaware
okay.
of most things. I was assigned to this and I have not yet been to the manor myself. I simply know that someone that I care about has been murdered.
Right. Well, you can tell us whatever you know, and then we'll investigate tomorrow.
Right.
Guildmaster, or do you prefer Reginald? I forget.
Just call me Reginald, that's fine.
Do you mind if we discuss the previous
The
business?
longest carrot ever.
You said that Catherine here is well trusted.
Yes, of course. We're old friends after all.
Which carrot is he shoving in his mouth?
Are you conjuring?
I'm
You
a
a
slow
carrot
eater.
All right.
And I mean, I
was just gonna
suppose I could put this down if we're having dinner after this.
You just
Can
have
any
like
of you
a
cook?
stack
The
of
cook's not
carrot.
in the house.
Yes, I'll take care of it. I was gonna
Splendid.
Poor
say,
rat.
I could make some steak, but I'm afraid I like mine quite rare.
Oof.
right. The mine job, it turned out to be more than we kind of expected, and those colas are a little shady. Seems like
yes.
they
They
someone
live in
down
the
there.
shadow, you know. They rarely see the sun.
Oh god.
I was just going to ask your opinion on how you feel about people not being honest with us on jobs.
Well, I suppose that is bound to happen, especially going forward with this one.
Sure.
Oh, and the
What do you
Callers
mean with this one?
Coalition.
Why do you ask specifically?
Yeah, I think Kara was coming to it.
The Callers Coalition offered us more jobs.
I bet they did.
That might be
After being
useful.
somewhat dishonest about there being a very large monster and it not just being a cave-in, and there's probably some ulterior motives going on there.
Let's see.
If you
But,
want to know more,
the mission
might be a
itself,
chance.
everything went well,
Well, of course, professionals after all.
and you got paid.
Certainly.
Okay, good. Well, Colas Coalition is as good of their word as their money is, I suppose. But well, really, taking missions is up to you. I suppose this was more of an emergency, but should it ever really be against your wishes, you can always decline.
Good to know.
Rat took the money, right?
Yes, I have 700 gold. I was just gonna divvy it up over dinner as if you don't mind.
I've shifted my experimentation to steadily putting together a almost like quote unquote somewhat ritual to cast or not cast, but using my different tools that like kind of touch into the arcane a bit, dabbling into identifying what this fur is, even though that's for magic things. That's just what I'm doing.
Give me an Arcana check.
That would be a 19.
From the hair itself, you can identify traces of transmutation, which might imply that whatever this hair is from might either have been summoned or perhaps magically altered. Could even be actually the horse, since it was transformed out of a patch.
But not fluffy enough.
But yeah, it doesn't look like the horses, but something similar perhaps.
Okay.
well, if you lot are curious about the Colas Coalition you said, you may have the chance coming up shortly.
Oh, have you done business with them before?
No, but they're on my list of leads.
Oh.
How so?
Fairly. Well, do you want to talk about that now or tomorrow?
Oh, why don't we get everybody together for dinner so that Ibelin and Dorks don't miss out?
Sure.
I'm off to cook dinner.
And Soleil just, you can see that Soleil takes out a little notebook and starts scribbling something into it.
I
I
just
have all manner of sort of dry ingredients or vegetables and even stuff like cheese and
Carrot.
wine, that sort of thing. The only thing that's really missing is fresh meat, as it seems like no one's really gone out and bought anything today, and, well, this place does not have a cooler.
Shitty place.
As we walked in,
Right. Wow, okay. Okay! Alright.
no,
I can catch some mice if you want. No, just kidding.
as we walked in, are we near a market or any stalls or anything?
There is a market not too far from here.
Okay. Well, our guest did make a specific comment, so. Whoosh! Could someone go and get some meat? We're out. Thanks, bye.
Right, I'm on it.
Says the man with the money.
I mean, meat's not gonna be that. But that's true.
One chicken strip costs 200 gold.
I'm just gonna summon my unseen servant. I don't necessarily know how to cook, but I know enhance ability. I'm gonna cast enhance ability Owl's Wisdom on myself.
Okay.
Start cooking. Just based
How
on-
much would you be haggling prices, Leah?
Not very much. Just first thing I see, pick it up and get home, get away from the crowd.
Okay. Yeah, you buy a large chunk of meat, still on the bone, for about 10 gold.
No problem. I make sure to also pick up an extra lot of carrots, as Reginald has gone through our supply.
Alright. Carrots is another gold.
Yeah,
Then you
no
have this
problem.
big bag of carrots with you now.
don't let him know. Hide it.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Reginald's just addicted to carrots. That's a problem.
You heard the rumor,
He's
it gives you dark
secretly a
vision one day.
rabbit.
You don't know carrots you get.
Well, you return to the manor, and the whole trip probably took you about 10 minutes. Not really that long. You didn't have a long walk.
Alright, no problem. Alright, I have your meat for you. Here
Oh,
you go.
thank you so much.
Here's some carrots. Just keep them away from Reginald. You can give them to him, but he will eat the entire bag.
Yep, I'm well away.
Wait, who cooks normally?
The cook.
Unknown.
The cook. You know, the cook.
Like
You know, his
You've
name is
known him
Jeff.
for like 6 years.
It's Jeff, the
No.
cook.
Jeff, the cook.
Jeff.
I've not even been here for.
I've been here for
You owe your life to this cook. He took a bullet for you.
Wow.
That's fine, Tom.
We are all standing in a line, and only the cook had enough thickness to protect all of us.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Well, I'm just gonna find something to drink and sit on this sofa and drink.
Is it a survival check to cook, or what?
I feel like cooking is more of an intelligence thing.
Well, I guess there's also like sleight of hand involved.
Well, I'm more directing my unseen servant than like.
Just give me a 1d20, to be honest.
Okay. Can I not grab one? Trying to give myself advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not your best work. You wish you had a larger array of ingredients, or maybe, you know, more people to direct, but
I'm gonna test the effects of a smoke bomb on a tuft of hair.
Hmm.
Uh,
How do you do that exactly?
I have a smoke
You
bomb.
just do you just
As I always have
you
to be
throw
able
it
to make
on
whenever I
the
feel
tuft
like.
of hair, or
Yeah, I'm just going to set off a tuft of hair because it goes. It's essentially creating a fog cloud centered on myself whenever I do this.
yeah, I mean, you hear the clattering of tools behind you as Dorks just sort of looks over in confusion for a moment, and yeah, you're just in this cloud for a couple of moments.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. Just look, I have to entertain myself somehow, so I'm just seeing the reaction of whatever abilities I have at my.
As it dissipates, the hair looks untouched. Well, there's a bit of fog residue on it, but
Interesting.
what is fog residue?
well, it's just kind of cloudy.
It's just a cloud
my,
stuck to
it's
it.
my
Like
smoke bomb as
some
a gadget
dust
smith.
on there.
I create a smoke bomb centered on myself. So
Mm.
it
a
takes
little bit of
like.
soot.
Well, that's interesting. See what else.
I'll go explore. You said there was a few other members here. I should go introduce myself. Could someone lead me to where they are?
They should be right through the door between those, between the fireplaces, unless they've left.
Alright, thank you, Reginald. Dooba-dooba-dooba-doo. Dooba-dooba-dooba-doo. Is this like a railing or a wall?
It is a railing.
Let's-
Basically like a balcony with a staircase leading down.
Yeah, I'll just like lean over the railing and watch. Not weird at all.
I'm gonna try to electrocute with my shocking glove. Just gonna electrocute the hair.
The room immediately stinks of burnt hair.
Oh, that's a smeller.
Quick note of that.
Did I burn that? Ah, just put more wine in it. Whatever.
Alright. Kieran, I've run out of entertainment from this fur. New project time.
What kind of hair you got there?
Well, it's fur, obviously. Not hair. Which there is a distinctive difference.
Alright. What kind?
Some sort of transmutive hair of some sort. Interesting, but now I'm bored of it. Here, you can have it.
Right. Do I know what it is?
You
Very
receive a
burnt.
clump of half-burnt hair. It stinks to high heaven.
Is it a familiar stink?
Not really. It's you've smelled fur before, and to be honest, most of it smells pretty similar.
Alright. My name is Catherine, by the way. It's nice to meet you.
Oh. Are you someone new?
I was the one waiting in the lounge area.
And why are you here?
I am receiving your aid, or the aid of Quartermain as a whole. In my order.
No, but why are you here right in front of me right now?
I figured it would be polite to introduce myself.
Alright. I'm gonna look around for Rhett. Don't see Rhett. Right. Evelyn. Alana Beryl, Triana Amber, Kina Quartsilver for introductions.
All right. Pleasure to meet you. I will turn around and walk away.
Not even ignoring dorks.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'll be leaving, thanks.
Oh, finally. I hate those things. Alright, Kieran, let's get to work. Let's see. Maybe we'll give you a different outfit for tomorrow. I'm just gonna start tinkering with Kieran.
Here we are, Dennis.
No. Wait, we didn't have a cook, did we?
Well, I've done what I can. It's
Splendid.
beef
I
bourguignon.
didn't know you could
bread.
cook. Wait, did you cook before? Wait, you're not the cook, are you? He narrows his eyes at you.
Yes, I'm the cook, sir.
Oh, I thought you were home today. Oh. I'm glad you could make it.
Me too. Let me go get the others. Otherwise, she'll never come out.
Leah and Kara.
Ma'am.
Leah and Kara, you see that Slade doesn't seem to react to them being called out for food. He seems to be very into his little notebook there.
Sorry. They're calling us for food.
He doesn't react.
I'll go over and like put a hand on his shoulder.
And then
I'm hungry.
he looks up like, what?
Aren't you hungry?
Yeah, sure. And he puts away the notebook. Comes with you.
What are you writing?
Nothing, actually. It's a hobby of mine. I'm drawing something.
Huh.
It's dinner time, ma'am.
You see Dorks is absolutely immersed in tinkering and just head to toe in grease, just hammering away.
Oh my.
Doesn't even seem to be paying attention to it.
I'll have the servant send you plate dogs.
Rhett, by the way, there was someone who came in here earlier and introduced themselves. You weren't here. I don't appreciate that. If you could make sure that you're around when that happens again, I'd appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. I was cooking everyone dinner, but
But there's
you're right,
priorities.
of course. Yes, naturally.
Such a poor guy.
All right. So what you see before you is beef cooked in like a red wine sauce. Appears the beef was perhaps burnt on the outside a little bit at the beginning, but there's just a lot of wine in that sauce. So it might be a little bitter on the beef, but if you get past the wine flavor, it's fine. I did make sure for Catherine, this is basically just a raw piece of beef in a soup of wine.
Wow.
I mean, she rightly told me.
Soleil, this tastes a lot more winey than you'd expected rich people food to taste like, but it smells like it did.
I'm just eating away.
Yeah, same.
Are there drinks? Red, do you think we have some milk in the kitchen still?
Oh yeah, sure.
Good God.
Look,
Oh right, sorry.
Milk.
I go get the milk and I get
look.
the second course. I bring out one individual carrot for each of us on a plate.
Love it.
Give him one carrot on the plate.
Except
That's
except
curious.
Reginald, he's had enough.
It's dessert.
It's this.
So suppose we have a lot of carrots.
Carrot cake, hold the carrot.
Mm.
Empty plate.
Do we have alcohol?
I
What do
we
you
did
think
have wine, but
the meal was?
think you just need to drink the salt.
Oh no, water was served with it. The like unseen servant trolleys things in and out as far as like most of the drinks.
Yeah, there's a basic wine, etc.
I'll drink some.
As we're like finishing up, I get out like the gold and be like, all right, how do you all usually divvy this up? Most of the time, if I'm going to be doing the cooking and this and that and the other things, I kind of hold back like a fund for all those expenses. But I don't know.
I think it is only fair that you all keep my share as fairly decent out of it in the mines.
Well,
I'll walk him over me.
sure, yeah. So I'll notice that. I mean,
Does
like I
the-
said, I'll hold it for the group expenses and not for myself personally.
Does the guild take a part usually, or is this for us?
You usually take a portion of negotiated deals, but I mean this was more of an emergency. Like, whenever you want to leave to the house, you can leave to the house, but it's certainly not necessary.
How much did we get?
We got 700 here. I believe the 100 was a little bonus.
How about
Yeah.
yeah, bonus for our good work?
Or discretion for not asking questions, I'm not sure.
Well, that's not gonna happen. But how about 100 for Quartermains and 100 for each of us?
Yeah, I think that seems fair.
Sure. So I'll slide out 100 to everybody.
Red, you can keep minus.
Yes, naturally, man. Then had Leia asked me to hold hers as well.
Yeah, if you wouldn't
Okay.
mind.
And I have 100 for dorks.
All right. So then, if that's all done, food was acceptable. I'm going to go back to work unless anyone needs me. Obviously, there's
Well-
nothing more important than my work, so there's little anyone should need from me, right?
Well, it pertains to your work, perhaps, ma'am. Our new friend here is investigating a murder, and I'm sure that your arcane and technological insights could be very helpful in solving it.
Who was murdered?
A friend and mentor of the Order of the Lycan.
Was he a high member? A ranking member?
Beggar.
Quite, yes.
Beggar.
Quite, yes.
She was head of research, so
She was the head of the research section.
What was her
Right, but
name?
is that her name?
Her name is. Where is it?
Beggar.
it's
Istaville.
What?
Istaville.
Oh,
Well,
you spell that.
And she was head of the Order of the Lycan?
not head of. Head of the research of the Order.
Beggar, whatever. I have heard anything about this order or this individual.
You've definitely heard of the Order, as they hold a seat on the Council of Compass. They're quite an old order, but they're not really as sophisticated as you would expect people of the Council to be. They keep mostly to themselves. As you would know, they are all afflicted by lycanthropy, which is sort of, I guess, a prerequisite to join. But they are quite influential, and they have been very active in the initial work against the Blight. So they've certainly earned their accolades.
Interesting. And when were they murdered?
Sometime this last week.
You don't know the specifics?
No, I have not yet been to the scene of the crime.
With a week gone by, I doubt there will be much left to find, but we can definitely look around if that's what you're looking for.
That's but one of a few leads that I have currently. Which the other ones, as I've come to learn, you all just came back from the Colas collision.
Yep.
There is a member of the Order currently undercover there, and they've been behaving a bit odd, and did not personally get along with Istavil.
Right.
Well,
There's
Why?
we may perhaps have had a slight interaction with someone there.
Alright. There's also two others. Someone named Vidar. He's a socialist. Hold on, I didn't write enough in my book.
Yeah, I remember Vidar. Stuck up prig.
Yeah, he's also a vampire.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's a socialist amongst the higher places. He has clashed with Istavil a number of times, and he's holding a masquerade ball in about a week.
is a vampire something normal in this world?
It's a rare thing, but definitely an accepted thing.
Okay, so they live openly among people.
Some.
Okay.
There's also High Cleanser Haribold of the Holy Pyre.
Hey, cleanser, what?
Haribold.
All of the cleansers are bad news.
Yeah, they kind of strike me as
Fanatic lot.
hypocrites. Yes, and he has also on occasions clashed with Istavil. He has he's at a cathedral in the lower district. And that is all I have.
So, 3 suspects. And
3
the
suspects of-
murder scene.
Some influence.
Yes.
What price?
Do you know how he died?
She
She.
and Beggar. I'm assuming I don't.
Nope.
No idea.
Surprise! You're just bursting full of information, so...
Oh my god.
How did
Absolutely.
you
Well-
get the information of her death?
The head of the Order assigned me to this for a personal motive.
Ah!
Ah! I'd be fine with like telling them the name of the head of the Order, right?
The
Like that's not
pop to you, but
the head of the Order, Terron, assigned me this mission.
Well, I could probably fit it into my schedule. Although I do have a couple of thoughts on a couple of things in the back of my mind that I've always wanted to kind of dabble in a bit. Could I borrow a vial of your blood?
What?
Borrow.
Very peculiar.
When she says borrow, I think she intends to experiment on it.
It's
Yeah,
just, she
But
got
I
it
assure
back,
you,
like,
I
exact
can assure you that all of her experiments are generally beneficial to people.
I suppose.
Perfect, then I can fit it into my schedule.
All right. Anyone else have any input other than that?
Seems like best we can do is go check out the mansion tomorrow.
It's the idea.
Okay. Talk to the people that you mentioned.
Beggar, am I aware of how it sounds from the positions that these people have that it is going to be rather difficult to talk to some of these individuals? Does that seem reasonable?
Well, yes. It's not easy talking to cleansers in the first place.
Right.
And there's always, obviously, outright confronting a militaristic group inside of Polythreme would be quite consequential. And as far as you know, you have heard and probably also met Vidar. Since he is a socialist, he's seen at literally every party in the upper districts of Polythreme. So...
Well, I'm not going to offer that information up. I'm not going to be like, yeah, sure, let me make this easy for you guys. That would be boring.
If it does help, one thing I know about the High Cleanser in question, he likes to drink.
Could be helpful.
Sounds like
You'll
someone needs a
find
cleansing
most
themselves.
People do when they have nothing better to do with their brains. So we are going to where Istavil presumably died. Is that correct?
Yes.
And this happened a week ago?
Around, yes.
Seems oddly suspicious, if you don't mind my saying that. Investigation is only at this point, a week later.
Beggar, do you know why it's taken this long?
Well, when she died, she was, as per is usual with the Order, she was intentionally to be summoned at first, but obviously you have information on that. As that failed, and the Polythreme guard proved less than competent, you were basically sent for. And it probably took you around 3 days simply to arrive.
Right, okay. I will relay that information. Took me a bit to
Wait,
get
you're
here.
from outside the city, but the mansion's in the city. Or
Yes.
okay.
Do you also relay the information about whatever that meant with his summoning?
Yes.
So what does it mean?
Oh, well, you know. Summon her soul.
And that didn't work.
Nope.
Why?
I'm not.
Does
I
it
don't know.
usually work without any problems?
Well, if you use magic to do it.
I'm not a wizard.
Harry.
Isn't that more a cleric thing?
Oh, fair enough. That's not really my expertise. So I really couldn't tell you why it was unsuccessful. Aside from just, I guess, the mind isn't there. If that makes sense.
Sounds concerning.
Well, I guess we'll find out in the morning.
Has anyone even technically found her body? Is that as they aren't aware of the cause of her death? Has her body even been recovered?
Dagger? Yes.
And were the experts just not understanding what happened, or what caused her to die, or it was mysterious in of itself, or they're just idiots?
Well, could be any mixture of those. I do know the god of Polythreme has been, well, useless.
Well, most people are.
Is the body still available for inspection?
I would assume so. The order has the mana secured.
Right. Well, sounds like tomorrow we'll be able to maybe find out some real information and get to the bottom of this for you relatively quickly. I can't imagine it would take up too much time.
Right. Break then. Oh shoot, I totally forgot Dorks' plate.
Honestly, Rhett would lose his head if it wasn't attached. Then I'm going to need you to give me a vial of your blood. And then I will be off to my things.
Well, you have a vial on you?
Of course. I'll
Pull out my
hand
headboard.
a vial over.
I'm gonna take it. I'm assuming it's a cork. Pop it off. Take my long sword. Cut my hand, I guess. Drip some blood in it. Pop the cork on and hand it back.
While you put the blood in there, I'm gonna sip on my milk.
Nice.
Appreciate it.
Don't.
Alright. Have a lovely evening or whatever it is you do.
She's an odd one.
She grows on you.
Hey, Dorks. Oh, sorry. Still
No
working.
response. Just tinkering.
I drop off a plate.
Wow.
I
Come on,
wait.
Digger.
I pull out like the 100 bag of gold and kind of wave in front of Dorks. Hey, here's your pay. Do you need pay?
Hold on. Let me
Come on, Digger. Do the voice. You can do it.
Yeah, just leave it on the table.
Identical. Identical.
Is that really what it sounds like?
No.
Okay.
Listen, man, alright, I don't have your cadence.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
I can't see the difference.
I drop off Dorks' 100 gold on her table.
Speaking of which, Reginald, where am I staying for the night?
No, right. Well, we didn't really prepare your stay. Suppose, you could have the common room or could stay in the library, but well, we only have so many beds. I suppose we couldn't arrange another room, perhaps.
For now, the library sounds fine enough.
Gonna sip of my wine.
In your sauce.
No, I got the rest of the bottle.
A fine vintage sauce.
Beggar, I'm gonna work on casting Identify on the vial of blood. Out of curiosity, I'm trying to see if there are similar attributes as the fur.
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay. 18.
You definitely notice similar traces of transmutation, but more importantly, you do recognize that there is a curse that lies on this planet, which is lycanthropy.
Well, that's why I wanted the blood in the first place. If they were, I'm assuming based on the fact that if I knew they were an order of the lichen and everyone part of the order of the lichen had lycanthropy. So I just wanted some blood that I could mess around with that I haven't had a chance to play with before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I'll electrocute it.
Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah, I mean, you smell burnt blood, and yeah, you're left with this blackened, congealed mass of blood in the vial after it just bubbles for a good bit.
Interesting.
You need anything more tonight, man?
No, though we might need to do some research on lycanthrope.
All right.
If you could work on that tonight, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll. Yeah, absolutely, ma'am. I can do that.
Just find me any books that have anything to do with it, and I'll look them over.
I'll be sure to write down what I find out.
Much appreciated.
Wherever we are.
Wherever you are.
All of the hate.
So, do you settle down for a long rest?
I will go to the next room again and whip out my notebook again
Okay.
I will locate the library.
before I go to bed. I'm gonna
I too will locate the library.
draw a bit
And
more.
Tiny bit of time, as
It-
I need to adjust my find familiar or my construct to a different animal. I haven't decided which yet, but that's what I'm doing. That's the only thing I'm doing
Okay.
yet before I head to bed. Then I'll.
Well, as you are settling to take a long rest, why don't we take a 10-minute break?
I'm
Go
gonna walk
back
the
on
dog.
break, make snack maybe. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay then.